And next we have Dr. Atef Moawad will give us a word expressing his experience with Abu Nasha for the last 25 or more than 25 years.
Good evening. This evening I directed to Tasoni Nadia and to Bahir. They are dear friends, and to my father, and to all of you, the Christian Copts of St. Mary, and as a matter of fact, to the whole Chicago area. This is a memorial, but it's also a celebration of a life well lived, and a father that have done what his master told him to do. I tried to find a verse in the Bible that describes what Abu Nasha is like, and that's how I'm going to start with. Behold my servant whom I have chosen, my beloved in whom I am well pleased. I will put my spirit upon him. He will not quarrel, not cry out. In Arabic it says la yasih. And we all know about how low his voice is, how soft he was in talking to people. He will not quarrel, nor cry out, nor will anyone hear him in the streets. A bruised reed he will not break, and a smoking flick he will not quench, till he sends forth justice in victory. This is Matthew 12, verse 18, and it is taken from Isaiah. And it describes the Lord, his master. And that was Abu Nasha. He followed what his master said. You know, there was in 1940s in Egypt, there's a group of young people that were full of zeal and full of the love of Christ and full of the will to change the things in the Coptic Orthodox Church. Abu Nasha was one of them. And he was with a group of people in Shubra. And at that time, there was something like 3 or 4 centers where this sprung in Egypt, where the Sunday school movement was led by very young people who were in college, who were in the universities. One of them was Nazir Gaid in Ambantonio's church in Shubra. This was one center. Nazir Gaid, of course, you all know His Holiness Pope Shenouda III. And the young Ishaq Tanius was one of the people that served with him, one of those young people. And there was other centers in Giza, in Alexandria, in Fagala, and so forth. This is not the night we tell about history. But I just want to tell you where he personally and in communion with others have learned this sacrificial love and the love to serve without any intention to a personal gain, and with the love what Christ have given into his heart from those days. This fatherhood, this zeal to look after those who are lost came from very early days. He then went on to do his work. As a matter of fact, I remember a story told by him to one of my old friends that during college, he, at the end, before he got his degree, because of the service requirements and things, he was very busy. He could not study everything But then he asked God to help him out because some chapters he did not study very well. Guess what? The exam came from the chapters he studied only. And he graduated with distinction. He put the love of God and God ahead of everything. As a matter of fact, what I remember, he came in very difficult times in Chicago. This was probably the worst time the Coptic Orthodox Church in Chicago have experienced. And I was in the middle of it. And guess what? He came here because he is accustomed with his fatherhood to take care of the difficult problems. He led St. Mary's Church with great humility, and he didn't think that only he came for St. Mary. He came for all the Christians. He asked about me and about everybody in Chicago who is Christian by phone, by home visits, by asking about the ones that nobody even knew about. As a matter of fact, I have a story to tell you. One, and I've asked the person to take permission. He said, please do that. I'm busy tonight. I can't come. This person is a Protestant. He came from Shobra. His name is Butros Basali. I have to tell you his age. He's about 81. And he was 8 years younger than Abuna Ishaq. When Abuna Ishaq came here, they told him that there is a person here by the name of Butros Basali. He said, yes, I remember him. And as he asked Butros, how do you remember him? He said, I used to go and look for him at Sunday school when he doesn't come, and he used to come to the Sunday school because I asked Butros, he said he remembered me, my name and everything, but he had a problem because his name was not Butros Basali, it was Butros Atallah Basali. But he figured out that that must be the man. He remembered him after 40 or 50 years later. And he asked about him. He asked about him all the days that he is in Chicago. He asks about Butros. Butros is a Protestant and a very devout Protestant, but he did not differentiate between anybody. He was a father to everybody. Butros tells me, I can't believe how much memory and how much personal attention this man gives to everyone he meets. The last time we were there to ask about him was 3 weeks before he passed away. And he is in terrible pain. He has trigeminal neuralgia. And he insisted to walk us out to the door. يا أبونا ما ينفعش كده. Impossible. And not only that, he kept the door open, waiting until we get into the car, until he was convinced to go inside. This was Abuna Ishaq. May God bless his soul. He's a very impressive man. We need so many of us to take his place if we can. I hope the Lord will help us to be faithful to the Lord and to him, to continue the service in his name. God bless him and bless the service in his church. Amen.